Good Monday morning. Victory Monday around these parts.
Woo!
Dale says this valley can't have good things, and I say hogwash. We just need September to come around, and goodness just happens all around us. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. You're watching the main event, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And boy, oh boy, if Dale could have implemented the head slap like we saw from Giants offensive linemen over the weekend, he'd probably still be playing. Dale Hellestrae's here, everybody.
Good morning, Steven. Boy, you had a lot of winning this weekend, didn't you?
I can't handle it.
I saw a lot of winning, saw a big smile on your face Friday night.
What?
Maybe the first smile I've ever seen of you on social media. Don't know what that was about. Maybe it's like a little baby, a little gas. I'm not so sure, but you actually had a smile.
I put my gimmick, my picture gimmick aside on Friday night. Yes.
Your gimmick is what? Looking angry?
Nah, just looking away or whatever. Yeah, not angry.
Yeah. Oh, you look like, you know what? Don't walk in front of me.
Well, don't.
Don't stand up.
Oh no, I cut myself. Look at that, it's still there. I cut myself somehow, just walking down the track, Dale. I don't know. I look down, I'm bleeding everywhere. Don't know what happened.
Walking down the track.
Hey, Kobe, that would be a Friday night pick and then Friday night pick 1 if we can get those up for us. There you go. Right there. There I am, Dale.
And look at the smile if you zoom in.
You can't zoom in on that. We don't need to see that.
I know, but you got a smile. I like it.
No, it's because you have to. Ethan does. Ethan's got my non-smiling thing. So I'm in the background, of course. That's Ethan's mom there in front of me, of course, Ethan. And then Ethan's grandmother, his mom's mom, there on the other side of him there.
Okay.
Friday night, of course, senior night. That was we were on the track for like 45 minutes, it felt like. That was the longest first half I've ever seen in my life in high school. I'm watching SCA game. I'm watching that, and they're like in the fourth quarter, and we're like still not at halftime yet. It felt like it was ridiculous. So that's that. And then afterwards, as well, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I have some better ones. There's some better ones, but that's the one I chose to throw up there.
Now, who's the? Obviously, you, your daughter, your son, and then who?
Ireland's in the front, and then Autumn's like hiding in the back.
Oh, that's all. Okay. Honestly, my eyes aren't that good. I can't.
Can't see Autumn there?
There on that screen. I
gotta look at the big TV. We have the big TV to help our old eyes out when we need them there. We have 2 small monitors in front of us and a big one off to the side for that reason. Yeah, Autumn's in the back there. Look at that. There we are. Afterwards, getting pictures, and then he was like, I'm out of here. He had to go change. Wanted to get out there and change and everything.
At least it was a nice evening.
It was. Weather was good.
It could have been 110 degrees and be in that uniform.
Weather was good. Well, he was there. He was. They wanted him there around 5, and even I was like, dude, don't you could show up a little bit later than that because he would have melted to death.
I gotta ask, who are the flowers for?
Ethan.
You don't bring him I don't know, tool set or something like that.
Dale, this is a touchy subject.
Oh, okay.
So Ireland if you don't, I don't know why you guys would know this, but Ireland makes flowers out of ribbons and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's her hobby. She actually has made a little bit of a business out of it, sells them to classmates for their moms and stuff like that, and things like that, and everything. Well, she was out of all the manly colors. So she got home and she was all like, I got to make flowers for him. And he was a little bit embarrassed because they were pink, so I was holding them for him and all that stuff. So Dale, you just caused the problem. A lot of drama on Friday night based off of the flowers.
I couldn't
That's
tell
right,
if they
Dale.
were
Be a
real
jerk.
or not.
Be a jerk. Be a jerk.
I thought maybe you brought those for autumn.
So she makes them. She makes those forever flowers so they don't die. They're made out of ribbons.
Okay.
Really good, actually. Sells a lot of them, actually. I spent a lot of money on Michael's and.
Well, you need to get that on social media.
Hobby Lobby. I have before, not recently. Yeah, she took a break there, but she made a bunch at the beginning of the school year. But obviously, there's certain times of the year where flowers are more, important. She does them where she does like themes. So like she does Spider-Man ones, and she did a Winnie the Pooh one recently with like a Winnie the Pooh, like a little small, thing on the top, and then Winnie the Pooh colors and stuff like that, custom orders. Yeah. She's talented on that stuff. Yeah, so Ethan was a little embarrassed. They were pink, so he was all like grumpy about it, and then she was mad because he wasn't nice about it.
I'm sorry to bring that
You're
up.
lucky. You're lucky. I knew you were going to. You're lucky. We were all semi-smiling in that picture at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. A lot of drama going on with this 17-year-old boy.
Did Desert Ridge win?
They did. Tate Reynolds braces off, Dale. I sent you the picture.
I did see that.
He walks around with his two short shorts on and his sleeves all up to his thing and walks around all buff. You can see every muscle moving when he walks. I'm pretty sure he oils up at one point.
The good old days.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he oils up so that the lights glisten off of his muscles as he walks. But yeah, they won. 38. I mean, okay, they're good. Now obviously Tate Reynolds is going to not. I'm not knocking the kid that's playing now, 16. Right. He's actually throws a really good football. A little bit shorter side, things like that. But I've noticed early in games, balls get knocked down. You know, he's shorter. He's not as tall as Tate Reynolds. Things like that. And they get off to a slow start, but man, do they turn it on at some point. It's like boom, and then they just take over a game. It's amazing to watch. I don't know if they're Basha level good. We'll find out. Centennial, I think, is this weekend, this Friday night. And Centennial just destroyed Desert Ridge, 77-6. So Desert Ridge had to drive the hour and a half across town, to Peoria, just to get a running clock and back home again. I mean, I'm not making fun of Desert Ridge. I mean, Centennial, they got off to a bad start. You know, not bad start for them. You know, but they're 2-1 now and stuff like that. But that was a good warm-up game for them going into. And Cesar Chavez played well at the beginning of the game. I just think they ran out of steam as the game kept going on. The second half was all Queen Creek at that point. Yeah.
So Good Friday night.
Good Friday night. SCA won 56-14.
No.
I mean, Coach Clark slacking. I haven't seen the film yet. I don't know if those were defensive points given up or what. But Coach Clark, of course, defensive coordinator there, doesn't like giving up touchdowns.
What's going to be fascinating to watch is that SCE team. I know we got a lot of other things to get into. You know, last year we started off 1-3.
Yes.
Played the top three teams in our division and a top rated division team above us.
Yes.
And then some way got better as the season went along. Yeah. It's always that age-old conversation. When you play good competition, does that prepare you for the playoffs?
Yes.
If you continually beat teams 50 to whatever,
yes.
Is that preparing you for when you are going to be eventually playing good teams?
What I'm going to be watching this week when I go back and watch the film, I'm going to be watching, and I watched it last week, I'm going to be watching second half performance, not the play calling, stuff like that. And Coach Sheehan has this guy. They do not take breaks. They do not take time off. Now, the first game, second half, I'm willing to overlook that because there's an hour, 2-hour lightning delay. Right. I'm willing to overlook that game. But I'll be paying more attention to because, I mean, they just dominate these games right off the front side of it. So, are the kids into it? They're not. If this was last year, you would see a lot more joking around on the sideline. I wasn't at the game on Friday night, of course, at home, so I missed that one. But, in the past, there would have been a lot of joking around, not a lot of paying attention. That's changed this year, so it's something to watch going forward because, I mean, and they have some hard games coming up. Well, what should be hard games on paper. But, I mean, they're just taking these guys out right now. Yeah. It's kind of fun to watch.
So your weekend was a complete 100% success.
Yes.
Started off Friday night with Desert Ridge and your U of A Wildcats.
Kobe, since he brought it up, throw up the show picks here. College football over the weekend. I woke up late yesterday. I was going to put this out. I usually put this out on Sundays, like Sunday middays or whatever. But I'm getting home from ASU at midnight, having to roll out of bed and get ready. I've slept into like 9 o'clock. We have to leave at like 10 to get everything done there. But yeah, I mean, obviously Notre Dame. We picked the wrong team to let us down, Dale.
I really thought that I thought you'd pick Tennessee.
No, I
Are
would
you
never.
sure you didn't go in and change
Yeah,
that?
I would never pick Tennessee in that scenario ever. Tennessee,
At Tennessee?
yeah, no.
Eh.
I'm not Heupel at the end of games worries me. I went with Georgia strictly because Kirby Smart's the head coach. I think I even said that on Friday, which is my problem with the Texas A&M Notre Dame game. Both of these teams, both of these coaches have games where they just let you down at the end. That was an exciting game, though. That was an exciting game.
Well, so is Georgia at Tennessee.
Yes. Double overtime, right?
Yeah.
And then so your SMU. I mean, SMU didn't dominate Missouri State like you thought they would.
No.
Just
It might not be as magical a season as it was last year.
Then ASU was a slow burner. They did not come out fast. They came out slow paced. Then they opened it up after that. But these starts to games, I don't know how they're not worrisome. I listened to the post game, on the drive home and everything, and all the guys on the post game were kind of like, "Well, it's a slow burner, but they won in the end." You're not going to be able to go to Waco, Texas, and have a slow start and walk away from that with a victory like you like if you don't do that properly. But the big story here, Kansas State. How bad is Kansas State? I'm not taking away from Arizona. They're awful. They're atrocious. They are awfully atrocious.
Wow.
But Arizona went, down there in Tucson, just dominated that game, smacked them in the face, and watch out for Arizona. They could do some things here. I'm not saying they're winning the Big 12. They're going to be bowl eligible this year, though.
Oh, I believe they will be. And
With their schedule. We went over their schedule on Friday, and they're looking good.
You've got to tip your hat to the coaching staff down there. I noticed there's no lays on the head coach.
Yeah, well, he addressed that.
And I mean, to come back from last year and all the criticism and all that
with less talent. And what I mean by that, watching T-Mac play for Carolina. Well, that's the first time I've seen him play in person, other than against Arizona State, a couple years ago.
I didn't realize he was that big.
Oh my God, Dale, he is huge.
I didn't when he played for U of A. I did not.
Did you?
Think he
Did
was
it
that
show
big.
on television?
Oh yes.
Okay.
He looked. I mean.
Yeah,
he could have. He could
fast.
have been Jamar Chase. He could have been Justin Jefferson. He could have been.
He's fast.
Oh.
He's tall. He
Strong.
towers. We give Marvin Harrison Jr. a lot of crap for putting muscle on. And Marvin Harrison Jr. still looks like a little kid compared to T-Mac. Yeah. And then just the way he gets open. I even put out, in that second quarter, he's going to be a problem today for this secondary.
Yeah, because they have a couple tight ends and him.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, oh my goodness gracious.
It was to be seen there. So to lose that talent at wide receiver and look that good on offense that Arizona did against Kansas State, like I said, Kansas State is not even close to the team we thought they would be going into the season with their talent there. This is a letdown year for Kansas State so far. Their fan base is all blaming Ireland and all that stuff. It's just you'd snap out of it by now. I don't care what you say. And that, if you can't snap out of it and it's because you lost that opening game, well, that's a coaching staff issue there, in my opinion, going forward. But for Arizona's offense to do what it's doing with lesser talent there this year. Remember how bad they looked last year with T-Mac there?
Yeah.
And I'll say this. Cardinals secondary got injured as the game went on yesterday. But that dude was just open. You can't tell me he wasn't like that last year for him down there against college people. He didn't get that much better from last year at Arizona, too. I don't care. College programs can roll two safeties over on top of him and double team him. He was catching those balls yesterday with them on him. And in college, you can't tell me he couldn't have done that there. So how bad was that offense last year?
Well, what's fascinating to me,
know.
and I know we'll break down the Cardinal game in depth, but the fact that there were so many times where he just, this is his second NFL game.
Yes.
This isn't year 4.
And his first one wasn't very good because his quarterback couldn't throw the football to him.
It's not year 2, year 3, year 4.
Yeah.
This is his second game. And the way that he looked on TV, so comfortable sitting down in zones, knowing when to continue to keep running. Yeah. You could tell, hey, And Caleb, what's their quarterback's not Caleb?
Bryce.
Bryce
Bryce
Young.
Yeah.
You can tell that he's going to be his go-to guy.
Well, him and that 87 tight end.
Yeah.
You throw that ball anywhere in 87's range, that dude's coming down with it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's hitting the ground. He threw some balls yesterday where that tight end was doing like magician tricks. I think I saw a pack of cards out at one point, and he was just like, psh, psh, psh. There's talent on this Panthers offense and in the skill positions.
Right.
They have other issues as the game went on. It was pretty prevalent from that side. I'll say this. I'll just say this right now, controversy or not. I'd rather have T-Mac on my team than Marvin Harrison Jr. Now.
I wouldn't even think about it.
As the game was going on yesterday, I was just like, I want that guy on my team so bad.
I mean, it was. I mean, if you line them up next to each other, and again, and you had to know that the Cardinals had him marked on them as a guy we got to take care of.
Yeah, you had to have.
And he seemed to make it look so stinking easy. And oh my goodness.
I mean that's what I walked away with yesterday was just how could Arizona's offense be that bad last year with that guy on the other side? I mean, he was blanketed and he would just be like bloop, bloop.
Well.
And then Marvin Harrison, he had a ball hit him right in the face, through his hands, into his face mask, ball popped up over his head.
He's listed at 6'5", T-Mac. I did not realize he was. I did not realize he was that big last year at U of A.
I know I like I said, I've seen him play on TV. I saw him in Arizona State, played Arizona a couple years ago. I didn't see him last year. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It was like, I looked at Ethan at one point, when they were warming up, and I go, "Hey, what number's T-Mac?" And I was like, "Never mind, found him, number 4."
Just crazy.
Throw the ball to that guy, right? Yeah. It is amazing. But Arizona, they're going to have. I'm going to call it a special season because expectations were low. And I'll tell you this: their expectations now are 6, 7, maybe 8 wins as of right now.
Well,
how they've started their season.
I asked you on Friday, and I think it's fascinating to me. Is U of A this year's ASU?
Well, and I said they're not winning the Big 12. I'm not ready to say that yet with who they played. They go to Iowa State this weekend, lose the game, but stay in it. Iowa State won a junky game last week for Saturday.
Right.
I mean, they did not look not impossible to beat. U of A plays Iowa State this weekend and is in the game till late. We might have a conversation where they could go on a run to get to that point. But as of right now, with who they played,
yeah, because you went over Friday. So they got Iowa State this week. Yep. And then they got Oklahoma State, BYU, Houston, Colorado.
Yeah, all winnable games after this week. Winnable game. That's what I mean. I want to see how they go against what we know is going to be. Kansas State's not it. Kansas State's not one of the best teams in the Big 12. But I'm going to see how they look against one of the best teams in the Big 12 this weekend. If they get blown out by 50, all right. Well, they're really good. They're better than the bottom tier. They're mid-tier, right? They're better than the bottom, not as good as the best. And there's no shame in that whatsoever. And they can get better as the season. You lose to Iowa State, even if you lose badly, and then you go on to those teams you just mentioned and you beat all of them, the confidence you're going to have at that end of that season when you start playing some teams that should be up there at the end of the season.
I mean,
it's fun to watch.
Again, I have not watched a whole lot of Big 12 football, but Oklahoma State, BYU, Houston, Colorado, Kansas, Cincinnati, Baylor before ASU's season finale. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be more than a touchdown underdog to anybody, and they'll probably be favored in most of those.
I wonder what it is this weekend. 12-linked Iowa. Now, that's at Iowa State.
Yes, it is.
This is a monumental task going into this game this weekend because it's there. If it was home, you could probably – not win it, but have them be a little bit closer as well. And this is their first road game, right? On top of it?
Yes, they've been at home for 3.
That worries me also.
But you're going to Des Moines, Iowa. It's not like you got to worry about your kids getting in
No,
trouble.
it's not. It's not a thing. It's just that's a long way to travel. Food there, a lot of corn,
a lot of beef for those sensitive tummies.
By the way, this weekend's going to be fun, man. SMU TCU this weekend. Battle of Ware, Dale. Battle of Ware. Those purple corn dogs TCU was selling sold out. Those things look disgusting.
What?
And they had purple corn dogs, and they sold them out.
Wow.
Why? What are we doing, Horned Frogs? I'm looking it up here really fast. I should have done it before. Arizona. There's so many college football games on the board. You have to, and then if you're not in the ranked, you got to scroll all the way down to,
But
my finger hurts right now scrolling down.
I'm looking at their schedule. U of A could be an 8-9 win team this season.
Absolutely.
Well, without stretching it.
Six must happen right now, but 3-0 start. Six has to happen with their schedule. I'm not going to be shocked if it's not 8 or 9, but that doesn't put them at ASU level as last year.
But again,
you have to have 10 wins.
Obviously, at this point last year, you would have probably had some side glances if you said ASU is going to win the Big 12 after 3 games last year.
Oh, nobody had it.
No.
Nobody had it till after. It was like 2 games after that Cincinnati loss. It was where you started going, right? ASU's kind of special here. Yeah. But then you were like, well, they got those hard games. BYU, they had those hard teams coming up, and they went, of course, and won them from that side. By the way, Baylor's 2.5-point favorites against ASU this weekend already.
No, it's
pointing that one out.
Does ASU go to Baylor?
To Baylor.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Rooney. Oh gosh, this is ridiculous how long this takes to find all this stuff. I hate these apps. They got to break it. There's 1,500 college football games out there, and you just have to sit here and bloom.
You know why I hate those apps?
Because you lose.
Because the damn Cardinals.
You quit betting the Cardinals, man. They don't win games late. They don't blow teams out, man.
6.5 points, Steve. I'd already had that money spent.
And they had a 27-9 ball game?
Yeah, I had that money spent. I was take Brooke out for a nice dinner last night.
I know.
Ended up going to Jack in the Box.
You can afford Jack in the Box? That ain't cheap these days, man. You can already do that. Let's see here. I don't know. I should have looked up your SMU when I scrolled past. I should have seen what they asked for. Oh, right here. TCU 7-point favorites over SMU going into this weekend.
Okay.
So, Texas Tech, Utah this weekend. That's going to be fun. Yeah, I can't find it. Not even on the board. That's how bad Iowa State's favorite. It's not even on the board.
Is there a significant injury?
I'll look it up during the break because you just sit here and scroll.
Well, Iowa State almost lost to Arkansas State.
That's what I mean. This was like the letdown Saturday for they were looking ahead. They were looking ahead, Dale. That's what was happening.
Wow.
No, it was Iowa State struggled this weekend. There's no doubt about it. It's just in Ames. That's that's a big task. That's a hard place to win. And Arizona State goes there in a little bit too, as well. Robert says, ask your in-house O-lineman. That's what we're going to call you now. You're the in-house O-lineman. If tackling is holding. He goes, I think Notre Dame got hosed. He said, not sad about it. That there was a lot of questionable calls in that ball game. I'm not going to lie to you on that. It was just like, what? But it's still entertaining. I don't mind questionable calls if questionable calls are even. Like yesterday, in the end of that Cardinals game was like I tagged the NFL and was like, come get your boys. They don't know what they're doing out there. Like it's brutal. It's brutal what we could see on that field yesterday. But that was a fun game, Notre Dame, Georgia. I enjoyed that one a lot. I like the I'm sorry, Notre Dame, not Georgia. Georgia, Tennessee was fun.
Notre Dame, Texas
A&M. That was a fun game too. Yeah, I enjoyed them both. There. Then I enjoyed the ASU game after the first quarter. We'll talk about that coming up as well.
Okay.
Your D-backs, Dale?
Like I told you.
I don't care about the D-backs. It's football season.
Like I told you, Steve, don't ever give up on Torey Lovello-led teams.
Yeah, take away their expectations. And it's not what the D-backs are doing. let's be honest about it. It's what the Mets aren't doing.
They're winning 2 out of every 3, Steve.
Yeah, but the Mets are losing 8 games. They won yesterday. They came from behind and won yesterday, but it's what the Mets aren't doing, and that's winning consistently out there as well. So, it'd be a fun time. What time? Iowa State. If they're in Iowa State, that's going to be an early kickoff, right? I know ASU Baylor's 4:30 this weekend. Let's see.
Arizona State Baylor is at 4:30.
I am blind as can be here, man. I do not see this anywhere. I'm on ESPN now, and I do not see it anywhere. This has to be an early game, right? I know Texas Tech Utah is the big noon game, because that's 9 a.m. our time, so that's a huge one. Utah's 3.5-point favorites this weekend coming up for that. SMU TCU, as I said, TCU. Well, ESPN has TCU 6.5-point favorites this weekend coming up from that side. And yeah, I'm either blind as a bat. You know what? Do they even play? Yeah, they. Okay, I was like, do they even play Saturday? They do play. They have to play Saturday because they're not Thursday or Friday. Because I was like, maybe I'm looking up the wrong date here for this guy. You can't find it either, huh? Well, let's take a break. Figure this out. Come back. Let's get into your 2-0 Arizona Cardinals, folks. And they have a secondary problem now that it is alarming. Now we find out Will Johnson's groin injury in that last drive of the Panthers as well. Come on back. Let's talk about it. The main event. And I didn't get to it beforehand, and I look like a moron now. Arizona's off this week. September 27th, they play Iowa State coming up. So bye week leading up to it. So then how do they handle the bye week, Dale?
Oh, look at that, Steve. Kind of setting up for my Wildcats.
Yeah. On top of it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I mean, ASU goes to Baylor this week. Then next week, Friday night, TCU, Arizona State. Are you going to that game? Your boy Cade is obviously going to be in town. Back home to Arizona again?
I have not planned on it. Friday night, I'm probably going to be busy.
You have to work, huh?
As my schedule starts this week.
Yeah, this week. Red Mountain this week. I believe they won this weekend.
Okay.
Which makes them undefeated and ranked up there pretty high.
Haven't done any studying yet.
Oh, you want me to do it for you?
Yeah. Who's their quarterback?
I don't know that.
Who's their starting left tackle?
They beat
Let's go to break.
the Supreme Court Justice
Sandra Day O'Connor.
They beat O'Connor. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was Thursday night. It was one of those weird Thursday night games for them, as well. So yeah, they beat O'Connor, and it was a low-scoring affair. Just popped up on my screen, 14-7. My internet was going slow there. That's why I was delaying it there. So yeah, that'll be a good matchup for you this weekend. You got to go to North Mesa.
North Mesa. So that's the one where you got to take the upper 202,
The 202
all the way around.
and then cut down, and then take a right or left, depending when you get off. Cross over the train tracks at one point, Dale.
I like the same way I get to the East Coast, right?
Hold your breath at a couple points. Get there, Red Mountain, as well. So that'll be fun for you this week coming up. Yeah, I forgot ASU has a Friday night game coming up as well for them. So Cardinals yesterday.
Yes.
Cardinals, I don't know why you bet 6.5 points. By the way, I did it also. Thought they'd win by 7 at least. They just don't go on to that side. But first, before we get into that, obviously end of the game controversy. Those refs fell in love with being on camera there at the end of the game of that stuff. Now, we couldn't see. We have screens right above us for the suites behind us. Like we sit right up to the wall, and then the suites behind us, so we can look up and see their screens. A couple of those penalties, they never showed replays on it's the broadcast, and we never saw replays on the broadcast. They didn't show replays in the stadium. And a couple of those holding calls, things like that. The pass interference, the roughing the passer, they showed constantly in the stadium. But what people don't understand is the NFL has this stupid rule where you can't put your weight of your body on a quarterback when you go into the ground. It's the stupidest rule on the planet, The NFL is soft because of that rule. And let's look at the Josh Sweat makes a heck of a move here. Gets to now he made me forget his name.
Bryce Young.
Yeah, Young. Bryce Young gets to him, sacks him. Huge moment in the game. And the stupid NFL rule of softness and crybabyism comes into play. You missed it. The Sweat tackle here on Bryce Young. Look at this. Look at that move, Dale. As an offensive lineman, I don't know what you do differently. But textbook. That is textbook tackling the quarterback. It doesn't get more textbook. You show that in the offseason. You high school coaches are showing that to their players today on how you, one, be a defense, go against that offensive lineman who I think does a good job there. And you still get to him and you throw the flag and dissuade that good of a play from happening. It is highway robbery by the NFL, Dale. I can't stand it. They did it because of the weight on the quarterback.
Couple thoughts. Number one, and they said it on a couple different broadcasts yesterday because there were some questionable calls, not only in the Cardinal game, but in some other games. Mm-hmm. Number one, as a defensive person, whether you're whoever, you're blitzing or defensive lineman, if you hit the quarterback in the head, it's a penalty.
100%.
You could disagree with that rule all you want. It's the rule.
Yes.
You touch his head, you hit his head, you butt his head with your head.
Yep.
It's a penalty.
Yep.
But when you go into this body weight thing, what you're doing is you're putting it all on the official to determine
that's my problem with
whether he did or didn't.
It's a judgment call.
And I don't like that because right there, now again, you can put a quarterback down and jam him into the ground and use your shoulder and land on him.
That's a penalty. I would agree. That's a penalty.
But the way Josh Sweat put him down, had both of his hands on either side of him.
Yeah.
Holding Sweat off of him.
Yeah. He didn't lay all of his body weight on him.
It was a call. Again, I don't understand why the NFL puts that on the officials.
Yeah, you can't leave judgment calls to officials.
No,
it's either a holding penalty or it's not. It's either a pass interference penalty or it's not. You can't go, well, I think they did this, so I'm going to throw a flag.
Inherently, pass interference. Is it hand fighting? Is it grab? Whatever.
But that's a judgment call to a certain extent as well. As long as you play it consistently, I'm okay with it. But it's either it is or it isn't.
He went to the side of him, put his left shoulder into him, took him down pretty gently, and kept his weight
way worse.
And kept his weight off of it.
I contend though also because he threw that flag kind of late. I contend it's the way Bryce Young hit the ground. Play this replay again. Watch Bryce Young on his arms behind him. Looks a little messed up as he goes into that. Kobe's got to reload it here. First of all, I love this battle between those two guys. Watch this. That's when the flag comes out. See how his arms like pinned underneath him, and he's kind of like there. And then he threw the football. I think the ref saw him throw the football, and the ref went, okay, body weight on top. He threw that football. He should have laid off him. I legitimately think the ref went, Josh Sweat should have stopped. He had no idea he threw that football.
The other thing, if you can do that one more time, Kobe, and just, I don't know how much control you have on it, but stop right before he makes contact with him.
So, right there.
Right there. Now, the one thing that I saw, since I've now seen it 5 or 6 times right here in slow motion, Josh Sweat pins his left arm to Bryce Young's body.
Yes.
And watch how he goes down. Go ahead, Kobe, and run it out. He pins that left arm down.
Right there, yeah.
And that's facing the referee.
Yeah. The ref, right? I can tell you, I saw it live. The ref is staring at it the whole time. He throws the flag when he hits the ground. So I think it's the combination of the weight, the way he lands, all of that stuff.
I think the pinning of the arm probably caught the officials. Because I'm telling you this, and the only reason that caught my attention was because the Philadelphia Eagles back in the 90s, Buddy Ryan and his crew taught their defensive linemen to pin the quarterback's arm down and drive them down into the nice, soft Veterans Stadium turf
with
on their
concrete,
throwing
with
shoulder.
concrete underneath it. Yeah, it was
on their throwing
intention
shoulder.
to hurt. Yeah.
And so maybe he saw that. I don't like the call.
Here's the thing about, and in that moment, it makes that call even. If that was a first quarter call, you'd be upset about it, But in that moment call, and then on top of it, all the other flags just flying everywhere. I mean, it was like, did we just turn into the ref show all of a sudden? But the other thing about it, if you don't know, there's one rule in football where the refs are told, if you have any doubt, throw the flag. And that's it right there. Any hit on the quarterback, referees don't have to see a thing. Just if they think it was excessive or they think that it possibly could be excessive, they're told you throw the flag no matter what, which is also a horrible way to tell your officials how to officiate a game. So I guarantee you he threw that flag because in his mind he went, the NFL is going to yell at me if I don't throw this flag.
That might have something to do with it.
That's the only penalty in football where they tell them, any doubt in your mind, you throw that football. Yeah. Whereas every other play is if you doubt it, don't throw it. You have to see it happen to go. That's the only one where they allow them to do it. And it just, in that moment, it was terrible. Now the Cardinals held on and got it. It's just like, what are we doing?
Well, the thing is, there's so many where I see a defensive lineman just shaking his head and hold his hands out, whatever. And then you see he went helmet to helmet with the quarterback.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, like Trey McBride earlier in the game got called for holding. I think it was the first quarter. And he went over the ref and was all like, "What?" And it was like, that was an obvious hold, man. You grabbed the guy by his shoulder and yanked him backwards.
And by the way, it was right at the point of attack.
Yes.
I saw that. I mean, because he stormed at the fence. I'm like, man, don't get kicked out of the game.
Even after the ref called it and announced it, he went over and was still arguing with him. And I was like, maybe I saw it wrong live, so I looked up at the replay and I was like, oh, that's a holding penalty 6 days a week and on Sunday.
Come on, man.
So you see that all the time. Josh Sweat just got up and was like, whatever.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I mean, the beginning of this game was fantastic. Josh Sweat made his presence be felt immediately. I mean, all of us saying, where was Josh Sweat last week? Well, that first drive there, he was like, I'll show you where I was. Yeah. Got the big hit, of course, and then returned in. Zaven Collins gets the touchdown. Second drive, Browning gets the interception. The pressure they were putting on, and this is what I don't – you can't put sustained pressure on a quarterback all game long. I understand that. But as this game went on, the Cardinals got less and less and less pressure on him as the game went on. Take away the fourth quarter when they kind of went into that prevent. We have a big lead. We're just going to make them, waste down the clock, and if they score, oh well type of plays. Take that part out of it. What they did at the beginning of this game was fantastic, and then it was 4 people couldn't get to Young after that for the whole second, third, and beginning part of that fourth quarter. And they can't generate pass rush with those front 4. They need to send guys. I don't know if that's good or bad for what they spent on this defensive side of the ball.
Well, I mean, you look at Josh Sweat, and yes, he did. What he did last week versus what he did this week, night and day difference.
He was abusing some of those Panthers. Last week on television, you couldn't find number 10. In the stadium yesterday, your eyes kept going to number 10.
Well, whether he heard the complaints and things, the criticisms,
I doubt that,
or not. He came out, looked like a different guy. And then again, what are you going to say about Calais Campbell? I mean, the guy on the broadcast, they're saying, probably a perfect game for him would be 30 to 35 snaps.
I did not look up snap counts yesterday, but he was in there a lot. I mean, he came out in some pivotal moments. I noticed that, and he was gasping.
But he had 5 tackles, 2 sacks, two tackles for loss, a huge impact on this football game. It's one of those things when you're watching the whole fourth quarter and there's 4 men rushing and everybody's dropping back and there's open areas, and I understand your cornerback. Two more cornerbacks are down.
And then the last drive, Will Johnson goes out with that groin injury.
You know, and it's like, I understand, hey, you're not going to play cover 0.
Yeah. Well, this is why I bring up the pass rush, because I wasn't concerned about it yesterday. But if you can't generate a pass rush with 4 people when you have a healthy cornerback safety room, you're not going to be. You're going to have to rely on your front 4 getting pressure, because you're not going to leave these guys. You're going to have to go out and get guys off the street right now to come into that room for injury purposes. Yeah. You're not going to leave those guys stranded back there, which means you're not going to be able to send your linebackers as much or bring Buddha down as much and do that stuff, which means you're going to have to generate pass rush on your front 4. And they could not do it yesterday. That's what's alarming about it, in my opinion.
Well, again, when we say they didn't get pressure on it, they hit Young 10 times.
Yes.
Most quarterbacks are not going to be as elusive.
But it was
Young.
Generally, anytime they sent a 5th guy or more guys, they got to Young and at least hit him. When it was just 4 and they dropped everybody else, they didn't come close.
Well, and to me, you can still play a fairly soft zone defense and bring 5.
Yes.
And
that's what they're going to have to do.
And that did make them. Now, again, you're going to go against San Francisco this week. They don't have to worry about Bozo the Clown, who's back there, quarterback. I just forgot his name. Mac Jones ain't going to beat you with his feet.
They, well, yeah, and I'll say that because Brock Purdy hasn't been ruled out for this week yet. But Brock Purdy ain't coming into this game healthy either. So you're not going to have to worry about him from that side, in terms of that perspective as well, coming into it there. I don't know. I don't understand what's up with the Panthers, first of all, because Bryce Young, Kyler Murray takes a lot of crap for being short. Bryce Young's same size, man. And Bryce Young, after that horrendous start to the game, settled in pretty nice, man. Mm-hmm. He throws a nice football when he's got the time. Is the way he moves his feet's fantastic. It is amazing watching Bryce Young. It's almost at one point I was like, I wish Kyler Murray played more like Bryce Young at times.
Well, you look at and then the other thing you look at and you go, they only ran the ball for 49 yards.
Cardinals?
No, the
Panthers.
Panthers. So you're not helping them with the running game. And
I think Bryce Young had a bunch of those, right?
Bryce Young he only had 2 yards.
Oh, is that all he ended up? I thought he had one. Yeah, I thought he had like 2 or 3 that were like 4 or 5. Okay.
Chuba Howard.
There was one drive where Bryce Young did something, and I was like, oh man, that's a nice 10-yard pickup, and it was like 3 yards.
Yeah.
Because he ran backwards, and I didn't realize he had run backwards far to get that. He picked up like 1 yard on the play.
He threw the ball 55 times.
Rightfully so, when the cornerback room's getting worse and worse and worse for your opponent, right? Yeah. It's
now again we're concentrating on defense. I mean the Cardinals only rushed for 80 yards, 82 yards to be exact.
Okay, there is such a thing as a disjointed offense early in the season, right? Like they're still trying to figure out, and I blame a lot of the offensive stylings on Drew Pensing. I started it last year before everybody else jumped on that bandwagon. I'm still on it. He's a very conservative play caller. They don't like wide receivers in this offensive system. They prefer tight ends, and they prefer running backs. And if you're not going to run the football successfully because the defense is stacking the box to stop the run, your offense is going to falter. We know it. Dale's sitting here. We knew it yesterday in the stadium. And they kept trying to do it, right? But this is what's frustrating. Offenses are disjointed right now. You hear it all over the NFL. Oh, the offenses take a while to gel. You got to be quiet. I went to the bathroom at one point yesterday. And, they pipe in the soothing sounds of Pash and A.Q. Shipley in there. And I'm listening to him say, well, it's just offenses just struggle the first couple games of the year, whatever. And then I'm sitting here watching, on my phone, all these other scores come in. Rams, 33 points. Titans, 19 with Cam Ward and their offense, right? Broncos, 28. Colts, 29. Niners, 26 with Mac Jones.
Cowboys, 40.
Yeah, Saints, 21 with Spencer Rattler. Jets, 10, but Bills score 30. Seahawks, 31 points. Cardinals, if you take away that 7 point, they scored 20 points on offense yesterday.
Yeah.
You can't keep blaming disjointed offenses in early season. Falcons, 22 points last night. Now, all you J.J. McCarthy lovers, welcome back to Earth, by the way. He's played one good quarter this year from that side. And so I'm in the bathroom and I hear it, and I'm like, maybe there's something to that. And then I'm watching the highlights for other games and things. And I'm just like, that's the stupidest excuse we got. There's a problem with this offense.
Well, here's another thing to keep an eye on. And again, I thought Marvin Harrison last week had a very nice start to the season.
This is my next thing I'm going to rail on.
And I'm looking at it now. The entire wide receiving core of the Arizona Cardinals had 4 receptions yesterday.
Are you taking the tight ends out of that?
Yeah. The wide receivers had 4 catches. Do you know how long the longest throw and catch was to a wide receiver?
This is a dink and dunk offense.
15 yards to Marvin Harrison.
I'm surprised it was that long.
15 yards.
And that was early in the game. That was a fairly contested ball there that he caught, yeah.
Then you look at Carolina and McMillan had a couple, 40-yard catch and some other. He averaged 30.
There's a lot of yak
yards.
after that play.
Yeah.
Cardinals don't get yak yards after catches. They don't. They catch the ball and they get tackled immediately or run out of bounds. This is a dink and dunk offense. So the question that you have on this offense is that offensive coordinator, or is this? I'll tell you this. Go back and watch this. Watch this game. That last drive before halftime, something changed. They opened up that offense. They had success on that drive right before halftime, right when they scored that touchdown. 11 plays, 45 yards, 47 seconds there. 4-yard pass, 10-yard pass. Incomplete pass, 4-yard pass there, 12-yard pass, and then they got the touchdown, to Wilson there, which was, oh my God, beautiful play call, beautiful touchdown. That was down at our end, and you could just see that thing meticulate and just Kyler threw it perfectly over the top. The route run was perfect and all that stuff. They did something different there on that. The play before that, the 13-play, 86-yard one for 5 minutes, 24 seconds is where they kicked the field goal. 4-yard run, 8-yard run, pass incomplete. That was the 16-yard pass that went to Connor there, and then he, took it from that point. But Dink right there to get the 18 yards, pass incomplete. 31-yard pass there as well. That was the one deep middle to Trey McBride for that one. 15-yard penalty. And then after that penalty, 5-yard run, a 10-yard penalty there on holding there, 9-yard pass, 11-yard run, and then the field goal at that point. It's a dink and dunk offense. They don't try to. Now, is that because of your quarterback, or is that because your offensive coordinator doesn't open up this game?
Well,
really quick, before we go to that, the third quarter, they come out, score the touchdown right out of the third quarter, which we've never seen the Cardinals do. Like, shocking. Then it's a 7-yard pass, 4-yard run, 18-yard pass. That's that pass middle to Higgins there, right? 5-yard penalty, 27-yard pass. That was the one to Higgins again. 4-yard run, 12-yard pass, pass incomplete, 2-yard run, then the touchdown there. Those 2 drives right before half and coming out, they opened up the playbook and got some big movement out there and big plays out there. And then it went right back to the dink and dunk conservative offense again. I don't understand it.
What's fascinating is you can look at any one of 3 things. Is it the offensive coordinator? Is it the play calling of the offensive coordinator? Is it the quarterback who there's guys that you can take a chance on deep, but he's going to check down. He's going to take the underneath routes.
That was Jake Plummer's problem when he was here, by the way.
Or is it that your wide receivers can't get separation and can't get open deep?
And I want to be clear on this. There are plays where Kyler Murray doesn't throw it on time and misses the open guy, and then they're all covered. There are a lot of plays where they send 3 guys out, and not one of them is open.
I saw that a couple times when they give an end zone view of he holds onto the ball a little bit, and you're like, and everybody's like, get rid of the ball. I'm like,
nobody.
Look, there's nobody open.
don't get me wrong, because people are going to come at me and be like, Kyler Murray throws the ball late. There's one media guy out there that says he throws the ball late all the time. Yes, that happens in a game. I'm not disputing that. Sometimes he holds onto the ball, doesn't see a guy. By the time he sees him, he's covered. There are several times, though, where guys are not open, and he doesn't want to throw it. And I don't blame him to not throw it.
Well, because then when he does throw it, it's 50-50 ball. Usually it doesn't get caught.
Marvin Harrison Jr. had a contested ball yesterday. His first contested ball.
He caught one last week.
No, that wasn't. The guy was on him, but the guy wasn't able to play with battle the ball out of his hand. This one, in his hands, and the defender went bloop, knocked the ball out. This was a true contested ball. Yes, he had that one last week, but this was where the guy was on him. You got to grab that thing tight and just pull it in, right, and hold on to it and bump. And then literally like a play or two later, hit him right in the hands, right through his hands, into his helmet, down. And then Marvin Harrison was nothing after that. Nothing after that.
You got to wonder about his psyche.
You're going to say that. That's what I'm wondering. When he started not catching balls, does it weigh on him to where it's just downhill from there? It looks like that, Dale.
And the thing that probably made it, in my mind, stand out even more yesterday was you had T-Mac on the other side, who looks like nothing bothers him.
Yeah, I mean,
he dropped a ball.
Yeah, he dropped an easy ball, too.
Yeah, he dropped an easy, but guess what? He caught balls after that.
Yes, yeah. It's like he took him out of the game. It just, you can't see it. It's not like you see the body language or anything like that, but it's just, if we're losing confidence in Marvin Harrison Jr. from the stands, how's your quarterback feeling about that?
And how's he feeling about it?
I'm not going to throw this ball up to him if he's not going to come down with it or fight for it.
Right.
It's one thing to not come down with it. It's another thing to not fight for it. And that's what you see a lot out there. And it's just like, what is happening from that perspective, right? But, I mean, to say the Cardinals have a wide receiver issue is kind of weird because they don't value their wide receivers in this offense. They don't. Why even have him out there? Why did you draft somebody at number 4 if you're not going to make him a focal point of your offense?
Well,
they prefer to throw to the tight ends and they prefer to throw to the running backs. That's what this offense is.
The other thing, again, we don't get to be out of practice.
I know. That's why we can't figure out what the problem is.
Maybe some of the same things that Marvin Harrison is doing in games he doesn't practice. So then what are you going to do if you're a coach? You're going to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to open up this offense for this guy who.
But when they opened up the offense, go back and watch that drive right before the half and the first drive of the third quarter. And then watch the rest of the game. Completely different.
But who do they open the offense for? The tight ends.
Yeah, Higgins. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Higgins looks like he looks like he's T-Mac.
I like him a lot. I like that. I like their tight ends a lot. Of course, rip out at that point. It's just there's an offensive problem here. They're a dink and dunk. They're a no frills offense. Look, that touchdown drive, that touchdown throw. Go back and watch that. Offensive line blocked everybody perfectly. Kyler kind of rolled out a little bit, threw that ball up over the defense, and Williams is just running a beautiful pattern and just pulls it in. You saw that play? Go back to the rest of the game.
You mean Wilson?
Wilson, I'm sorry.
Okay.
What I said, Williams?
That's
the cornerback, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Garrett who went down injured. Show me where anywhere else in the game a play like that was called. Where Kyler was able to slide a little bit outside and throw the ball up over the defense. Doesn't happen. It's frustrating as all heck, right, from that. And it's just year 2 with Marvin Harrison Jr., and I get it. You're not going to get every contested ball. The great ones get more than they drop them.
Yeah.
And it just, you can just see him disappear. He's like Homer in that meme, just disappears back into the stuff. Just as the game goes on, as negative things are happening on the field, you just see him go back. Is that a byproduct of the quarterback? Not looking at him after that point. He's more. I'll tell you this: if I was Kyler Murray, I'd be more confident throwing to the tight ends than I would anybody else right now.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, you give me Higgins and McBride,
and then Rip when he's in there, right? Or Ryman, excuse me, Rip. Who am I talking about? Ryman. The other problem I have with the Cardinals, where's this running game? Now, Panthers brought a lot of guys to stuff that running game yesterday. So that's where you need the passing game to open it up and things like that. This offensive line worries me a little bit right now. I'm not going to lie to you. Because of it. It's not necessarily their fault. You've got to do something to get the defense off of them and filling those boxes to stop this running game. You have to. It's terrible right now. And when you play a good team, they're going to be able to stop your run game and also stop the pass with their talent. And it's going to be interesting to watch. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Week 2, quarterback, I tend to say the imagination of Drew Pensing. I mean, the guy has an imagination like a rock. It's just non-existent. And it's obvious to me on the field that there's no imagination in this offense. Is it because they're protecting the quarterback? Is it because they're protecting something else? I don't know. But if you have confidence that Drew Pensing can draw up a interesting, watch that Cowboys offense yesterday. Watch what the Giants did yesterday against the Cowboys. Giants have less offensive talent than the Cardinals do. Watch their players yesterday. And it makes it worse because Panthers receivers were running open all day long yesterday. Off of basic routes. And our guys aren't. It's frustrating, Dale. It's frustrating.
Frustrating.
But 2-0.
You're sitting there 2-0.
I know. Nice problem to have. Come on back. Second hour, main event next. And we're back here. Main event, second hour coming up. Arizona's off this week, Dale.
Yes,
Wildcats.
we figured that out after we started talking about my magical Wildcats.
You can tell, I'm prepared for the show today after the weekend. Some of those details are lacking today from my side of things right now, to be honest with you. But long weekend. I feel good right now. We'll see how I feel. Tomorrow will be the day where I'll be like, "Arr."
So Friday night, you were out till what, about 10:30?
10:30 or so, yeah. The nice thing is Queen Creek's like 10 minutes from my house. So, but that game took forever to get done, though.
Then Saturday, game started 7:30.
Left the house at 4:30, I think. Maybe 4:30-ish, and I walked in at midnight.
How was how's the train ride?
Beautiful.
You weren't on that train that got in a crash with the semi last night?
Wasn't that this morning? Was that last night?
Last night.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, it was fine. No, nobody yelled at me this time. Nobody yelled at us this time. So
Okay.
good. Congratulations. You figured it out. Tempe trimmed some of those trees, so I wasn't having to bob and weave walking under some of those trees out there and everything.
Did you cross the train tracks?
Because we got there. We were actually there. We got on the train around 6, and it was packed. It was already packed, yeah. Getting down there. So it wasn't bad. But it was nice leaving because it wasn't packed because everybody left early. Nice things to do. We just go 2 stops, and then we get in the car and go. Midnight there, got up. I woke up at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, planning on leaving 10:30 and having to wrangle the kids and everything because we have to drop my daughter off. We dropped my daughter off at a grandmother's house, and then I drive across town. No problems getting into Cardinal Stadium at all, anything like that.
You don't take I-10?
We did yesterday.
And it was open?
Yeah, it was open the whole way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We had no traffic until we hit whatever that 202 interchange is. That's where the traffic starts to pile up a little bit. Wasn't too bad. We were still early. We were running late, but late for us. We got there basically an hour before game time. We were able to get our food and everything. And, it's just stressful, man, because we're supposed to I got the nachos, Dale.
And?
Put the Twitter. Awesome as always. Did you see the picture?
No. Autumn doesn't. I don't think we follow each other on Twitter. We're Facebook friends. That's more intimate.
Yeah, that sounds creepy. So we got nachos, and you're supposed to have this thing in your app where you get whatever it is, 10% off the food, which I'm like, stuff's expensive. Let's get it. Well, it's nowhere in it used to be in my mobile wallet. It's not in there. So we have to ask them. They're like, oh, I'll trust you. I'm showing them my season tickets. I'm a season ticket holder, I swear. So the nachos person gives us that. But I have to walk around with everybody because everybody wants something different. Like Ethan wants, these garlic fries, things they have. So I have to walk around with everybody to get everything to show my thing. Well, I can't find it. So then you have to ask everybody. So, and I made the mistake. And it was completely my fault. I made the mistake of asking somebody, hey, where's that, my season ticket holder card in my app? And the first lady I asked, like, I don't know. Let's go ask. So she takes me to the concierge desk, which it can answer questions for you and stuff like that. And we're walking there, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So we get there. And
so you start off with a bad attitude.
No, I'm in a good attitude, but it's my fault, Dale. I asked a question I should know already they're not going to have the answer. But everybody's like, do you have your season ticket thing? I'm like, no, I don't. It's not in my app, whatever. So I made the mistake and I asked. So they take me to the concierge, and the ladies were nice. But she goes, oh, I don't know. Who's your season ticket guy? And I go, Michael, something. It's a long last name. She goes, oh, he's over by section 219. You can go over there and ask him. And I'm in like section 212. My seats are at 216. And then he sent an email saying he'd be at 211, 212 area, which is where I was. And he's not there. So now she's like, you have to go to 219 and ask him. And I go, you know what? You guys can't figure this stuff out. I appreciate your time and everything, but I'm just sorry I asked. I was like, so now I'm in a bad mood because I was stupid enough to ask the question. And now they want me to go on this big goose chase. And I was like, you know what? I'll pay the extra. You guys can continue to rip me off and not know what you're doing, and I'm out of here. So we went and got it. And the lady at the thing, gave us a discount. So I was showing her my tickets, It's just frustrating as all heck. So I sat down and I emailed him, and I was like, good afternoon. A couple things.
Did he come up with an answer?
No, I didn't even bother looking again after that. I'm looking right now. Did he respond? Yeah. Did he respond? But is that not? They have radios, by the way. I know for a fact they have radios. They could have called him. I know in the past I had an issue, and everything where they no email back from him yet. So yeah. But I know in the past I had it was something stupid too. I didn't even want anybody to acknowledge it. I was just like, I'm fine. And they were like, we're gonna have your ticket guy come down, and literally he came down to the seats to talk to me and everything, and stuff like that. So I know they can call him, and stuff like that. But this lady was like, you gotta walk down here. And I was just like, that ain't happening. That's just not happening.
I'll pay the extra $2.
Seriously. So it was my fault, Dale. I asked. I knew I shouldn't have asked such an obvious question that should be in there, and I asked it.
But at the end of the day, were the nachos what they've always been?
$22 before the
discount.
They
didn't even jack it up at all on you?
Beautiful, and they're so.
You didn't try the roast beef?
No. Autumn got it this time. She stood in the line and got it this time. Yeah. No, it's not worth the fattiness of it, man. It's just not. It's not worth risking it. Ooh, sorry about that. I was going to pull up the nacho thing and send it to Kobe, but yeah, so it's not worth it, man. But I'd like to apologize to the Arizona Cardinals for me asking a simple question and inconveniencing your staff there on the club level. My fault. I will make sure I do not do that.
Well, how have you gotten that card in the past?
It's just in my app under the mobile wallet. It's not in there. They were nice enough to give it to us, thank goodness. But it's just frustrating. I shouldn't have to, because if people that know me know that I just like things to work. Because I don't want to be a bother to people. And I just felt like I was bothering this lady at the concierge desk, where she obviously didn't want to deal with it. I don't know. Go to 219 and ask your ticket guy. And then I feel like I'm bothering her. So then I'm upset.
But what's she there for? She's there to answer questions.
I understand that, Dale. I get it. But then I felt like I was inconveniencing her. And then this nice girl walked me all the way over there to ask the question because she didn't know it. And it wasn't her job probably to know it. So I understood that. But then I feel like I'm bothering you. And then it's like, oh, you got to go over here and do it. I have some customer service. That's all I'm saying. You could have radioed him. I know y'all have earpieces in. I know you could have radioed him and been like, hey, Mike, I got one of your people here that doesn't have his thing, and he's just wondering about it. Would that have been hard?
Kobe, I told you I could get him worked up.
Instead, they
Look
want
at
me to
that.
walk halfway across the friggin' stadium to ask a question when I've already asked 2 people, all for $2 off. And I just feel like an a-hole because I dare inconvenience this lady asking, it's not in here. I know, I'm getting riled up now just to make Dale happy.
So you tell me you couldn't have used a little walk?
I didn't want to walk.
They tell me that you couldn't have used it. Maybe
Dale, I pay an arm and a leg for these seats.
Maybe the lady looked at you and said, "You know what? I think this guy could use a little walk."
I'd already walked a lot.
You park right in front. You almost park in dang stadium, for crying out loud.
Well, at least my payment went through today for you Cardinals. I got some walking in, and you got my payment today. Congratulations.
Are you sure the credit card's working this time?
It went through.
Okay.
Got the email.
Yeah.
Yeah, I updated the
So
card.
you got the payment email, but you didn't get any answer to your question
No.
from your guy.
It's super frustrating too, because like it's me, Autumn, and it's my kids usually, and we have extra couple ticket, we'll invite a couple people or whatever. Like you were there before when we had the gift cards, and I just like Dale, go treat yourself to something nice. Use this. But now to get the discount on top of it, I have to walk around with everybody, so I have to go to the nacho stand and make sure we pay for it there. Then I got to go to the other stand to get the garlic fries. I got to go here to get the drinks, and I have to be there every step of the way to get the discount. And that's the thing. Don't offer us a discount if we're not allowed to take it. It's not that hard. Why? Why is this so hard? Last year when I brought that up, my ticket guy goes, I'm not in charge of that. I said something to him, and he goes, yeah, that is difficult. He goes, I don't know how to solve it. And I go, allow us to give somebody something to, so they can show that they're part of the season ticket holders.
Right.
And he goes, I'm not in charge of that. He literally said that to me on the phone last year. I'm not in charge of that.
Well, they're not going to make it easier for you to get a discount, Steve. You got to work for it.
Then don't offer it.
No, because then you'd be mad.
They had signs up, season ticket holders, show us your season ticket thing, and we'll give you 10% off. They have signs everywhere on televisions telling you to use it. Can't find it. And I've inconvenienced this lady who's just sitting there. It says concierge on the front of it. And I inconvenience her by asking about it, and I have to, you have to walk clear over here. And that's that guy. Yeah, that's all right. Obviously, it doesn't matter to you.
So don't you think that maybe you're a little bit mad at yourself for not checking on Thursday or Friday
No.
where your season tickets?
What I'm mad about is that I was stupid enough to go and realize I was stupid enough to ask the question. I should have just kept my mouth shut and gone about my day. It was my fault for thinking somebody would help me. That's what I'm mad about. I know better than that. I've been to the stadium since it's opened, and I know that nobody's there to help you, folks. Now, one person is there to help you, and I still ask the question, Dale.
Well, that one lady was. She walked you down to the
I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
There are people that help you, but I know. I'm being facetious there, folks. I'm doing dramatic.
You're being dramatic.
My favorite part, though, too, is like Autumn's already sitting down with the nachos, and Ethan's got his food, and I've got 2 drinks, for Autumn and me, and I got 2 drinks. We got this giant $6 cookie.
That doesn't make it in very
So
hard.
good. I have all that in my hands, and we go to the door, seats we've sat in for like 10 years now, and the lady goes, do you have your tickets? Which are on your phone. That's in my back pocket because we all have our hands full. And I look at her and I just go. And she goes, do you know where you're going? And I go, yeah, 216. We're literally right here. She goes, okay, have a good day. But I'm like, lady, you want to pull my phone out of my back pocket? And I'll tell you how to load it up.
Hold it up to my face for facial recognition.
Yeah, because I'm not giving her the code. No, it was pretty funny. But yeah. So anyway, Cardinals experience. Boy, I don't know how you guys sit at home and watch these games and you're missing this fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, You are not making me want to go to a game very much.
Hey, Cardinals, I'll sell your experience. Just let me know. Other NFL, we do most of our NFL talk. Don't forget also Bruce Cooper tomorrow, 8:30 tomorrow as well coming in. But, like I said earlier in the show, man, when I introduced you, if you would have employed the SWAT to the back of the opponent's head, maybe you'd still be employed today at your age here. How much easier would it have been?
I tell you what, that left tackle for the Giants. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so before we show you this, he got flagged. That was the first drive of the game. I don't even know if you know that.
I watched that game, and I don't think I felt bad for a football player in a long time.
He was drafted by the Browns, so do we expect anything better from him?
I mean, he had the first two series of an absolute
what was it? 15-yard penalty, false start. The 15-yard penalty we're going to show you in a second. Another false start. Didn't Dable pull him out at one point? Because I had it on.
He wanted to.
I had it on, but I couldn't like listen and pay attention.
The TV showed him take him out, and nobody took him out. And I mean, it was just. Seriously, I could care less about the Giants, but I felt 55 will live in my memory. For the first couple drives of that,
he had a horrendous start. Did he settle down after?
No, they took him out, and they put. He was the backup.
Yes.
To the starter, and they put in the backup to the backup.
Backup on that side.
And you really didn't hear anything about the left tackle after that.
Yeah, it was like what? So because I saw the beginning of it, and then we were going into the stadium and everything and driving, so I missed it. And then of course got the overtime with that. Dak Prescott, man. When are we going to have a Dak question? When are we going to start talking about Dak here?
Not when you got Aubrey.
Yes.
Aubrey Maddock.
Okay. What's going on with footballs? Nobody was kicking 65-yarders last year in regular.
Aubrey was.
That thing would have been good from 80. I know Schottenheimer afterwards said they would have gone from it. That thing would have been good from many yards after that, man.
The thing about Aubrey kicking is the fact that usually when you're kicking a 60-yard field goal, you have to drive it.
Yes, it's a low out.
Yes.
Comes out
it's
low.
It's barely getting over the offensive and defensive line.
Yeah,
and there's a picture on ESPN to where you got the defensive line for the Giants jumping, hands up, and they're not even coming close to it.
And normally that was getting knocked down.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if at some point he's going to hit that giant screen at the top of the middle of the field there on his kicks here. He's like punting it out of there. But here is the block I was talking about, giving Dale a hard time about. This form here by
and when you see this, understand it's a technique that's taught. You're supposed to push the defensive end up the field, but the Dallas defensive lineman slips. As it goes to swipe, as a giant left tackle goes to swipe him, instead of catching his shoulder pad, which is what you're aiming for, he catches the head. I think this is all in the Dallas guy.
Look at the size of the Giants dude's hands, too, folks, compared to this. Here it is, Giants block.
The left tackle.
See, he ducks.
I know. I would too if a guy that big swinging at me, Dale. I'd be ducking too. Play it again, Kobe.
Poor 55. Look at him.
But look at him wind up. Yeah, so the ideal on that play is to get him in the back. Just the way he wound up, though.
Yeah.
You don't see guys wind up to do that.
No.
It's like you let him go by, and then you just casually give him a shove. He it was like from the snap, he's like, I'm hitting this guy.
Well, he was upset by the three other penalties that he had.
I know. He had 3 bad ones before that.
Man.
It's like, what is happening on that side? Then kickoff rules. I mean, this came into play. Dale, you spent a lot of time in special teams rooms, I'm assuming, in your career.
Yeah.
Do they address rules in those rooms? The returners and everybody?
They do quite a bit, yes.
I have a feeling it's pretty much all they talk about, right? Because what else
although I will say, as many meetings as we had, as many times we went over rules, Leon Lett still touched a field goal that was blocked, and we lost the game because of it.
That part is true. Now, but that's in the heat of the battle.
Yeah, but 10 other guys are yelling, get away, get away, get away.
I get that mistake. You're like, all right. This is a simple one. The ball lands in the landing zone. It is must be returned.
Okay.
It's that simple of a rule. And the landing zone, is whatever. I think of the 25 to the goal line, basically. If it lands in the goal line in the end zone, you can let it go. If it lands in the landing zone, you have to run it back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's watch what happens when it lands in the landing zone and you don't run it back.
A guy like Aaron Rodgers to stabilize the team and the offense and go win some of these.
I hate this kickoff, by the way, Dale.
Oh, bad bounce goes through the hands of Caleb Johnson.
It goes through his hands, too.
That would be a live ball. Let's see what the ruling is here. It is a touchdown. It's a touchdown.
Well, hold on. Did he have possession of
Well,
that?
so I have a lot of questions on this side because didn't it look like he was almost out of bounds?
Yeah, it
and
looked
then
like
he
he was out
threw
of the back of the end
He
zone.
threw it backwards. Did he grab it? But I think they must have ruled. I wasn't watching it. I saw it afterwards, but I saw a highlight of it. But but he must have had it and then went out of bounds and then threw it back or something like that. But that Steelers guy threw his hand. It wasn't like it bounced far in front of him. He's like clear out, clear out. Went through his hands, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm just going to jog off."
It's not college football.
That's true. Is that guy a rookie? Because remember, my favorite thing to happen is when rookies forget that they're not in college, and they receivers go down, and then they get up and toss the ball to the ref, not realizing they have to be touched first. I just never seen anything like that before. You see those what I call boneheaded, thought mistakes in the heat of the moment. That was a standard kickoff.
Right.
Like no pressure other than just get the ball and return it. That's your job. Get the ball and return it. So that kind of just shocked me a little bit. And then is this time where we talk about the absolute? I understand why. Who was the quarterback for the Bengals all those years? Palmer, and he came to Arizona.
Palmer, yeah.
I can understand why remember when he forced his way out of Cincinnati. Nobody was like, "Why, you jerk?" I understand why now. To pay somebody the money you're paying Joe Burrow and refuse to get him 5 guys up front to block for him.
Or maybe 4.
3? We'll take 3 at this point. Maybe 2, Dale. At least slow down the pass rush. I've seen a lot of people. He's going to have to go in for surgery. Turf toe. His ligament, from what I read, was like completely off his toe.
I've told you about turf toe before. I had turf toe for a lot of my career, and it's like they take a pin and hammer it into your joint of your big toe. I can't imagine that tearing off the bone and how painful that is.
So they say 3 months. Everybody's like 3 months. He's out for 3 months. Well, that puts you into December. Why even bring him back at that point?
Right.
But he's not playing again this year. I'm willing to bet because then you have to ramp up on top of it. And all
Where
that.
are you in the season?
The Bengals aren't going to be good. Their offense was terrible with Joe Burrow. Imagine now afterwards and stuff like that. I just don't get. That's like buying a Porsche, a Porsche or a Lamborghini, and then being like, "Yeah, I'm not going to get insurance for it. We're just going to go drive reckless."
Or I'm not going to maintain it.
Yeah, it's like, what is happening? It's just, what are you doing as an organization that you're allowing that to happen? So that, Dale, that puts me as Bengals head coach is officially on my hot seat. Unfortunately, if they don't play well, and they obviously didn't look well in week 1. Here's the weird thing, though, right? They're still winning.
They're 2-0.
Here's the thing: they've never been 2-0 with him as a head coach.
And yes,
that's the weird part about this. And then that's what you get. Bengals sold their soul to somebody, because every year they don't start 2-0. Terrible. But I mean, unless he puts together a good side, he's going to be feeling the heat here coming up. And by hot seat, I mean this seat is getting warm for him, because a bad owner is going to blame a head coach, not the fact they're not getting the right people out there. That's the danger that he's running into going into the season right here. So NFL news, we'll do more tomorrow. Of course, Bruce Cooper joins us tomorrow as well. And then when we come back here, Dale's Diamondbacks. Last week he declared, who cares? It's football season.
I got one more hot seat for you, though, before we go to baseball.
12 games left in the season. You got one more what?
hot seat situation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and actually, I think it's already taken care of. Did you see that UCLA lost to New Mexico?
It's already taken care of. Deshaun Foster
It's already
is
gone.
gone. And Virginia Tech's head coach also. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
We were golfing on Saturday. One of the guys went to New Mexico.
Yeah.
And I said, this UCLA coach is not there for long.
I
didn't realize it was that short.
I think we realized he wasn't. They should never have hired him.
Wow.
But it's terrible. And then they're paying their quarterback $1.2 million to not perform on top of it. Yeah, that's solved. Interesting thing on the transfer portal when your coach gets fired in the season. We'll talk about that coming up as well. But come on back, main event. And we're back here. Dale's finding out who he's working with for this high school season there. With the year view.
Always interesting that we got our first game this week, and now it's like, hey, we don't have our credentials yet. Hey, what's going on with this?
The
hey.
last minute freakouts that happen out there and everything. So, yeah, good for them. Red Mountain who this weekend? Do you remember? You don't have to look it up. Do you remember?
No.
D-backs win 2 out of 3 against the Twins. We'll get Dale's schedule coming up here. 2 out of 3 against the Twins. Marte is in the lineup on Friday.
South Point Catholic.
Oh.
Then Centennial Hamilton.
Yeah, the next 2 after this week is going to be a test for Red Mountain coming up. The D-backs win 2 out of 3. Friday, Marte's in the lineup. Then they scratch him because he just doesn't feel right, Dale.
Is it just when they're in a playoff push that he doesn't feel right?
Reminiscent of last year.
Wow.
And then, of course, comes back Saturday and Sunday like he did before. They win those 2 games. It's just, I don't. And then you see, and this is what frustrates me the most about the situation. You see Blaze, and we don't know if Blaze is playing today. They got the Giants today. You see Blaze get taken out of that game yesterday. I saw after the game yesterday, his elbow was swollen. You can see the stitches of the baseball in his elbow. And in it, he says, if I can bend this thing tomorrow, I'm playing. And meanwhile, your superstar of the team hurt his little footy, and everything comes back positive, and he's in the lineup on Friday, and then gets scratched because he just doesn't feel right on a playoff push.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. There's no mental toughness. It's frustrating. And I just couldn't imagine being a teammate of his. Say what you, heck of a baseball player. Del Marte is. He's missing that next level of greatness that you need. And it's frustrating when the young kids are like, I don't care. My arm just fell off. Hand it to me. I'll hold it, and I'll try to catch the ball that way. It's nauseating. Everybody's hurt this time of year. Everybody's tired this time of year. Everybody's got ailments this time of year. And your superstar has to beg out of a game. It makes me sick.
You got 12 games left.
12 games.
In what is an unbelievably unexpected, surprising, startling end to a season.
How many adjectives can Dale add onto this? Yes.
I mean, from the top on down, they said, trade deadline, we're sellers. The seasons were,
Even Hazen was like, we understand we're out of this playoff race now with what we've done and our injuries.
And here they go.
2 games out, going into 12 left. And not only that, 12 teams that are going to have their spots pretty much locked up, right? Meaning the Phillies, because the Mets are so terrible. The Phillies don't have to push as hard. Padres and Dodgers, it seems like that's almost set, even though it's technically not. But are you going to start, making some movements there and things like that? You're 2 games out, 12 games left in the season, and like last year, your superstar had to sit a game out because he fouled a ball off of his foot. I don't get it, man. I don't get why they even placate him. I listened to Tori on 98.7 on Friday, and he's like, well, he sugarcoats it.
Yeah.
Why are you babying the guy? Well, it's because he'll get his feelings hurt, and he won't be there. Just 1 game here, but he'll come back after this game. What? Why are we placating it at this point? Coming up, of course, start the Giants today. And you got your top of your pitching lineup for the Giants. Off day, and then you got Phillies, Padres, and Dodgers, or Phillies, Dodgers, Padres to wind up the season here. Regardless of what this season ends up at, it's September 15th, and these guys are 2 games out of the wild card. You can't say. Now, you can say the Mets are the reason why, because if the Mets stop losing 8 or 9 in a row, the Diamondbacks would be nowhere near a playoff push, which makes it even more sickening that you're not getting this push out there and your superstars going, it's all right. Probably booked his plane to the Dominican. He probably doesn't want to make the playoffs because he's probably headed to the Dominican by now. Day after the final season, he's like, I'm on a plane. He probably won't even tell him. They're like, you got to clean out your locker. And he's like, I'm in the Dominican already.
Oh, Steven.
I don't get why we placate him, man.
I don't understand. Again, foot soreness. Everybody's sore. Everybody's got something wrong with them.
Nothing was broken.
No.
It was just sore. Be the DH.
My question was, did he go into that X-ray hoping something was wrong?
Yeah, when they told him it wasn't, he was like,
oh, dang it!
I have to play the last 14 games.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a serious question that you have to think about. Throw up the NL wildcard standings here. Giants for 3, off day, and then they got the Phillies after that. But I mean, look, the Mets won yesterday. Otherwise, they'd be 1.5 games closer here if they did that. Giants have hit a slide. You got the Giants for 3 now.
Yep.
You know, they faltered in the last time they played the Giants last week. You can't, 75 and 75. There's nothing else to say here other than Zach Gallen needs to be Zach Gallen of old when he hits the mound.
There's a few teams out there, the way he's been pitching after the
trade
deadline, that said, wow, we should have traded for him.
Yes, and there's a bunch that are going, Zach, we need to go get Gallen in this offseason. The way he's been pitching, because it's just a few tweaks and you'll be on the other side of it. This Giants, forget about what the Mets do. If you lose 3 to the Giants, you're out of it again because the Giants are obviously going to pull away. You go in there and you win 2 out of 3 or sweep the Giants, who are faltering right now as well as you can see. You're going to be right in this, and then you have to rely on the Mets to lose some, which is fine. You do not expect the Diamondbacks to be in this position. They've made it interesting to where you need to pay attention to this team here, for at least another week, probably. And it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it, Dale.
I can't. There's a lot of things in my life that I don't understand or look back on and go, what on earth is happening here? This is one of the things that are forefront of my mind, and I know it's a little bit because it's so recent. But there is no way on God's green earth that anybody in their right minds, right after the day after the trade deadline,
well, even a month after the trade deadline,
hey, on September 15th, Diamondbacks will be 2 games out.
Well, remember, even like 3 weeks ago, they had won they'd beaten the Brewers. Remember, 2 out of 3 from the Brewers and the best team, and we came in here and they were still 4.5 games out of the wild card.
Yep.
But again, it's a combination of the Diamondbacks winning 2 out of 3. And then the Mets just absolutely melting down. The Mets should have this solidified. If they don't, if they just keep going on these huge losses and they're suffering. And the more the Mets do it, the more pressure's put on them. They're going to go on another losing streak. Are you going to be the team that capitalize on it and puts the more pressure you can put on the Mets, the more they're going to falter. That's what the Mets do, and that's what they'll continue to do going forward, right? From that side. See, Padres, when you play the Padres, they're technically still trying to win the division. It's going to be very difficult for them to do. But, I mean, they got the wild card settled. So now it's just a matter of can you put, are they going to start doing rotation stuff, et cetera. It's just something you've got to pay attention to. I know there's 2 Monday Night Football games tonight, Dale, right, that you can pay attention to. I don't understand why there's 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. But there is.
Yes.
And I don't get it. But, tune over to those D-backs tonight against the Giants. Gallen going to do well tonight's the bigger question.
Well, if recent history repeats itself, yes. It looks like he's got his confidence back. He's probably in his mind now, not, pitching for that $150 million contract that he's hoping for going into the season.
It does amaze me how glaringly obvious it is. The Diamondbacks play better with no expectations.
That means you're thinking they're going to lose 3.
They might do well against the Giants, but if they get back to where they're 1 game out or even with the Mets for that playoff, then that's where you have to worry a little bit because then your expectation levels jump up. Yes, they're 2 out. That's exciting, but you're still not expected to make it. Everybody still has them at like an 8% chance to make the playoffs. There's no expectations on these guys. Just go out and play. Whatever happens, happens.
Well,
you do well this weekend and you're going up against the Phillies, those expectations are going to shoot through the roof.
Actually, it's 4.9.
Oh, is it 4.9? Oh, so it jumped up a couple percent.
It was 0.01 about a week ago.
The Mets are still like 78%. They're still overwhelming favorites, which they should.
But again, the percentages don't look at what momentum does to you.
Well, that's the other side. Well, then not only that, but I mean on the Mets side of things, the pressure on the Mets now.
Yeah, with each loss, it's like a boulder being placed on your shoulders.
Oh, absolutely. And, and then you're in the New York market. On top of it, it's
imagine their talk shows.
And wait. I tuned into a couple of their radio shows a week and a half ago or so. And that time they still had like a 3.5 lead again. I mean, then it was the Reds, I think. And they were like, this team's going to blow it. So I can't imagine what they do now. I'll have to probably do that today. Tune in a little bit to see everybody flipping out from that perspective. And it just put the pressure on them. They will falter. And I'll put it this way. Either the Giants or the D-backs are going to put that pressure on them. Might as well be the D-backs, right?
Well, so we root for the Padres tonight.
Yes. Because they got who?
The Mets.
Yeah, I know.
Well, actually, that's tomorrow. They got the day off.
Day off today. But, yeah, they start a series here. Yes. Put the pressure on the Mets, they will falter. You beat the Giants.
Wow.
You're going to be either tied for the wild card or you're going to have that wild card spot going into that Philly series at the end of the week.
Can you imagine that? Us coming in here on what? Tonight's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Well,
Thursday morning.
Friday, yeah. Yeah, this is how it is. And then that's where I'll worry about the expectations of the Diamondbacks making them falter. Is if they're in that spot or, right there.
On Thursday, if we're talking about them in the wild card, you better also come in with what contract extension you're going to offer Torrey.
I already told you. Torrey's coming back next year.
No, what are you offering him? You offering him 5 years,
no,
4 years?
1 year deal.
You are not. Slap in the face to the manager of the year.
Robert says, we're past the point of Marte is out again. He's soft. As you said, everyone has some sort of nagging injury. He is what they've let him become the last years. That's on Hazen and Torrey. Absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, Marte fans are going to freak out and call you names if you call him soft and mentally soft. And I use him as mentally soft, right? It's just in his brain, if he's not 100%, and part of it is because they allow it to happen. They're afraid of him. They don't demand more from him. They're afraid that he's going to pout. They're afraid he's going to, shut down. That's terrible from that. That's on the GM and the manager at that point. If you're that afraid of a superstar to play and he's going to shut down on you if you push him out there, that's your problem. And that's your issue at that point, that your relationship with him is on that side of things. So, of course, over the weekend, college football as well. As you said earlier, UCLA, Virginia Tech, both fired their coaches this weekend. I mean, Deshaun Foster, he never should have been hired. Remember his Big Ten debut at the media day, and he's all, UCLA is a school in Pasadena, California. It was like, what? It was terrible. Then they have this high-profile guy from Tennessee who had success at Tennessee, and they can't score any points on that side. Here's the interesting thing about it. One, it's September 15th, and UCLA hasn't started classes yet. Isn't that weird? Isn't that kind of late at this point?
You know what? But I do know this because this by 6-7 years ago when Stanford was good, when Harbaugh was there, maybe 8 years now. I did a USC Stanford game at Stanford. And
nobody was there.
And school, it was second week of the season or something. Classes weren't in session, and the stands were like a quarter full.
Yeah. So starting so late.
Well,
right?
why do you start so late?
Well, it's because they don't do the quarters. They do the whatever. They do whatever system. I know. Stupid Californians, right?
Got to be different.
So the rules are now, it's interesting. The rules are when a fire a head coach in season, players can immediately hit the transfer portal.
Really?
Yes. Now, here's the other side of it. They've only played 3 games.
Yeah.
How many games can you play before you have to redshirt?
4.
There are players that other schools can snag and then redshirt them and have them on your roster in practice.
Transfer portal's not till December, though, right?
Nope. Coach gets fired in the middle of a season, immediate transfer portal opens up. Now, the only guys that are going to get snagged are guys with talent, right? And the good guys, right?
Well, it does usually have anybody.
Well, that's issue number 2. Your coach got fired for a reason. But no, instant transfer portal. Yeah. And,
wow.
And players can redshirt. So you can literally transfer, go to a school, and then redshirt. And then you can practice with that team and do all that stuff. Like, I'm just throwing this. I'm not saying there's anybody that could do this, but I'm just saying, like, Georgia calls. Let's just say Nico, the quarterback for UCLA. You want to come on by? And I don't know if he's got a redshirt or not. Hey, come on over here. Practice with us the rest of the year. We'll redshirt you, and we'll talk at it next year. I'm just throwing Georgia out there. I'm just any good school. Practice with UCLA. Play with UCLA. Redshirt. Go practice with a good team. Throwing it out there. What would you do, Dale?
What's always fascinating, because I was, my mom and dad were always, hey, the grass is not greener on the other side.
Yeah, but you look terrible to start the season.
But I was not ever in this situation where I had a control over what I could do.
Yeah.
I would have never transferred. If I was going to transfer from SMU, it would be when they moved from tight end to tackle.
Yes.
But
once you're an established player, most of their starters aren't going to transfer because, like you said, you can transfer and then you're not going to play.
Yeah, why don't you go to Georgia and you're the second best
but that's what I'm just getting at, right? Like, I'm using that extreme example, but you're a backup and a good school comes knocking and you can go there and redshirt and sit out and practice with good players. You'll get better just practicing with better players than what you're practicing against there. But depending on the interim head, you're not getting a good head coach.
No, not
UCLA.
No, it's going to be some assistant from within.
Same thing with Virginia Tech, but interesting wrinkle is all I'm pointing out to you guys.
I did not realize that.
Transfer portal's open. I think it's 30 days it's open too. But if you're another team out there, who's paying attention to the transfer portal right now?
Well, they have a lot of these schools, bigger schools now have departments that are in charge of transfer. But here's my thing. Say you're not going to transfer now, but do you go to the new coach's office or whoever's going to be there and say, I'm going to redshirt. You're not redshirting me. I'm going to redshirt.
Well, that's the issue, right? That's the second number 2. I'm interested. I like UCLA. I always wanted to play here. This season, a wash. We're playing like garbage. So, I'm going to redshirt this year.
See who you bring in.
Yeah, and then I'll see who comes in. And then we can decide if I go transfer portal or not. That's what I mean. There's some big decisions coming here on both of those teams. And it's going to be fascinating to see. First time we see it in action is kind of the point to pay attention to here coming up. You think college football is jacked up and ruining its sport beforehand. Let's see what happens here. Hey, Brian Kelly wins the game. LSU, of course. Let's go to WBRZ2. Their sports director asked Brian Kelly a couple questions to start the press conference after LSU wins. It just means more down there in Baton Rouge, folks. Here we go, WBRZ2.
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. Won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's a ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
You know what that tells me, Dale? Oh, he's feeling the heat. Brian Kelly knows his team. They got Old Miss coming up 2 weeks. Brian Kelly knows he's got a running problem. Brian Kelly knows he's got a bunch of problems on that team. And he's tired of the media pointing it out to him that he has major problems on this team.
It's always a fascinating thing, especially when you talk about successful programs that are expected to be at the top of the heap every year. We're facing it here right now. The Cardinals are 2-0. Well, what do we spend most of our time talking about? Well, boy, can they throw the ball down the field? You don't like Drew Petzing. You can't run the football. You can't do. It's like, but hold on. It's hard to win football games in the NFL, and it's really hard to win them in the SEC. Steve, that's the best conference in the country. Damn it!
They barely beat Florida 20-10.
Florida's an SEC team.
They barely beat Louisiana Tech 23-7.
What's barely?
They barely beat Clemson, the vaunted Clemson, who was supposed to be the greatest team since sliced bread.
Steve, you're part of the problem.
I know. I'm a seasoned reporter, and I'm part of the problem, Dale. The sports director there at WRBZ needed to read the room better. Those questions can come later. Those are the first questions coming out after. Throw a couple softies up there first and butter them up before. But LSU has everything he asked about. This is why it is different in the SEC than it is everywhere else. They have serious concerns, and that guy asked the questions about those concerns. Brian Kelly pointing to 17-1. What does that have to do with anything?
It was a night game.
Okay. 17-1. What does last year have to do with this year? What does the year before have to do? You don't play 17. You're not 17-1 this year at night. You're faltering on the running game. Their running game is atrocious out there. And read the room a little bit as a reporter, but those questions have to be asked. They have problems. Him reacting that way flat out tells you he knows it's a problem. He doesn't know how to fix the problem. He can't fix the problem, and he knows what's coming. So you react that way and you blame the media people because they're pointing out what you know is a problem. And so you're blaming everybody else, and I'm here for it because Brian Kelly is one of those used car salesmen, college coaches out there. He's just not a good dude.
I don't know. To me, the thing that he said was, you guys are spoiled. You're talking about a team that's ranked number 3 or 4 in the country, depending on which poll is your poll of choice.
They have Southern Louisiana State,
Monroe or whatever. Yeah. But again, I love when a coach gets fiery. I do believe that what you said first, then you talked yourself out of it, was right. Read the room.
Yeah.
That's maybe 5 minutes into the session.
Yeah, those questions had to be asked. Yeah. The way LSU's been playing.
Yeah.
To hit a coach with that 2-0, he's in a good mood.
Top 3 in the country.
Yes. And then to throw those out, I get the freak out. I do. But they have to be asked. And I'll give him a lot of credit. And that's the other thing, man, SEC media, they just don't care.
Oh, they don't.
They're like, whatever. I'll bring it up. I don't care. So that's fun to watch. Of course, ASU over the weekend. Look, they did what they should have done against Texas State. They dominated it as the game went on. The starts to these games are what are alarming to me. They can't figure it out. The offense is trying to throw. Jordan Tyson had a couple of miraculous catches in this game, just floated in the air and brought him down. Things like that. I don't know. I don't know what this team's going to be when Big 12 play starts this week against Baylor at Baylor. I just don't.
My question is, as you look at it and you go, okay, trying to pull this up. Who's had a more disappointing start to this season of the Heisman Trophy candidates, Arch Manning or your boy Sam Levitt?
I didn't watch the Texas game, but I saw highlights. I kind of took Saturday morning off knowing how my weekend was. I did not watch the Texas game, but I saw a bunch of highlights. Arch Manning has developed a sidearm throw that he didn't have before. You can't tell me that shoulder isn't a problem.
And is that's the thing? Is it because the shoulder is a problem that you've altered the way you throw the football?
It's a bad sidearm. Just casual throws 2 yards down the field, man. He's launching that thing sideways. And it's like, that's just a little bloop. You don't have to move your shoulder. You just have to go bloop. I don't know if he can raise his arm above his head. Arch, raise your arm above your head. Let us see it.
Maybe, and Sark was asked about that, and he poo-pooed it. Another SEC coach.
Well, I mean, you're not going to go up and go, yeah, he's hurt. Oh, yeah,
of course he's hurt. Can't you tell? You knuckleheads.
But now's the time. Well, here's the thing. Maybe rest won't solve it. So that's why you just keep him playing. So he can learn in these games how to throw sidearm and throw in those situations. Because maybe holding him out for 2 weeks wouldn't have helped him in terms of healing it or whatever. So you're like, all right, you got to learn how to play with this kid. Just what I'm getting at is bye-bye Tech. I mean, you'll stay ranked because you're Texas. I'm convinced Vandy won that game over the weekend over South Carolina, so South Carolina can stay ranked and Vandy can move into the top 25.
How's Notre Dame still in the top 25 and Arizona State isn't?
There's 5 teams that are 0-2 and they're still ranked. That have 2 losses and they're still ranked.
Not your Sun Devils.
Yeah. Not your SMU, by the way.
Now that Arizona State game, Levitt, 15 of 25, 180 yards. I watched quite a bit of that game. You were there. Your take on him?
Good recovery. I believe now. Good recovery as the game went on. It was just a slow burner. They didn't get that hot start that you kind of wanted to see. I think the coaching staff have put so much pressure, not just on Levitt, but also on them to make Levitt Tyson be a thing. And they've done it all offseason. They've done it in the first couple games. And I think they've realized, okay, we need to build up to them being at that point. But then switching to that's a whole nother thing. I don't know if they're going to successfully be able to switch to. Get that running game going, man. Open up that passing game. And that's kind of my point. Texas State couldn't stop Jordan Tyson. Well, Baylor's got some guys back there that might be able to.
Well, they couldn't stop Jordan Tyson, but Steve, you run the ball 40 times for 250 yards.
I know. That's the key to this offense this year. But this is my question. I'm assuming the coaching staff now realizes this isn't the Levitt Tyson show. You still have to run the football and set it up.
Oh.
They did it as the game went on, and then you got the domination and ASU took over the game. Going into Baylor, I would like to see, even if Baylor stuffs the running game early, run the damn rock. That'll open up that passing game. That's the key. Sam Levitt, I still have a ton of confidence in. I'll give him that. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks would have melted down after that Mississippi State game, and they wouldn't have played. He played well. He still got the confidence. Jordan Tyson still has the confidence. But to me, it's more of a coaching staff thing. I think they wanted the Levitt-Tyson thing to be the win-all, take-all things. We're going to make these guys superstars, and everything else will fall into place. And I think they kind of lost focus.
Well, there is something to be said when you, quote-unquote, think you have a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Yeah, you want to. It's like when you have a good receiver. You want to throw to him all the time, right? How many other receivers caught balls there, Dale? You have it in front of you?
Yes, I do. The receiving core for the Arizona State Sun Devils, Jordan Tyson had 6. Shaman.
The tight end, 7.
Yep, he had
I'll
6.
help you out. Yep.
6 for 60.
He finally found a tight end in this game. Yeah.
And then it's 1-1-1.
Yeah.
Brown, McClain, Anderson.
Now, granted, he got 7 involved, which 7 needs to be involved. He wasn't involved in that Mississippi State game. So he needs to be involved. But to me, looking at this team, you want to have success like you had last year? Run the damn ball. Set the tone. Run the ball early. That'll open up the Heisman candidate Tyson situation, best receiver in football. So the question that you got, Dale, is were they forcing the Levitt-Tyson deal because they're so good to keep them happy? And now they've kind of seen like, all right, we've got to now go back to what we are. Tough physical running game. That'll open that up. That's what we'll see come up Big 12 coming up here. We don't know what this ASU team is yet. Period.
No.
End of story.
No, you really don't. And again, it's Sam Levitt. By the way, I watched the entirety of that Cowboy-Giants game, and I might have been wrong on Cam Scatterboo, too.
He's a beast.
I just don't.
I told you he'd be a good third-round back.
I just don't, but he was a first down, second down, and third down.
It's going to be Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo.
I just don't know if he can continue to run into 260-pound linebackers.
He's going to break down as the season goes along.
You got to think, but man, does he get that team? He gives that Giants team juice.
And it's going to be fascinating to see on the Giants. And
because Brown for ASU had 144 yards rushing. That's a hell of a day on 12 carries.
I know. And I just don't get, I just don't get. I just going into this season, we were worried about the players reading their headlines. I think the coaches were kind of reading their headlines as well and filling their oats a little bit. And I think we're starting to see him come back to realization and doing it. We saw it in Texas State here, but now you got Big 12 starting. They're not favorites going into Baylor. They should be favorites going into Baylor, and they're not.
Well, Baylor beat SMU, Steve.
Robert says you got to include Cade Klubnik in this conversation as well.
Yeah.
It's just I view the ASU and I view the Cardinals in the same light. One receiver, nobody else, which hinders an offense.
Well,
So
the Cardinals have made that adjustment. I mean, they're throwing a tight end.
But that's what I mean. So you got to involve the tight end, which they did in this game, 7, and then you've got to get a running game going in order to have success. That's going to be your success this year. And it's easy for me as a fan to go, you know what? I love me some Sam. I love me some Tyson. They can't do it by themselves. They've shown that. They can't go in with a passing offense and win it. So I'm sorry, your Heisman Trophy is going to have to sit on the side here for a little bit. And we're going to have to run the ball, and then you can pass it and do what you need to do and stuff like that, is the question. Yeah, Cade Klubnik and Clemson. I told you guys Clemson wasn't going to be good this year. They're terrible.
They got right on one thing.
They're terrible this year. Hey, death taxes. Dabo Swinney not playing well without Taylor Swift. I almost said
What?
McCollum on business coming up at 11 o'clock.
More comments like that.
I'm tired today, man. It's one of those days. My brain's not working. Bruce Cooper joins us tomorrow. Dale as well. See what his thoughts are. Sleeping on it a little bit more. 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. Dale, you're going to be exhausted tomorrow.
And the dang Diamondbacks, baby.
Yes.
Let's go, Zax.
You think it changes that the Diamondbacks are at home compared to that last series against the Giants?
Yeah, I think Zach Allen's come out and he's going to pitch 6 or 7 strong innings, and the Diamondbacks going to win tonight.
I'm looking forward to both NFL games tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. Buccaneers, Texans, and then Chargers, Raiders. I think those are going to be fantastic games
I got
tonight.
the over on the Buccaneers Texans.
Over?
It was 42.
I know. Hey, offenses look sluggish in the first couple of weeks.
Not
Dale.
for Dallas or the Giants.
Not for most of the league, except for the Cardinals. Come on back, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.